Hey guys, we are so glad that you're back with us. We are enjoying this talking about calling. It's not a quick subject, is it, Beth?
It is not, but welcome back. Thank you for hanging in there with us.
Yes. I'm Denise.
And I'm Beth.
We got our trusty Beth here with us, and we're plowing this field. We're going to keep this going. It's fun. You know, there's nothing that is more purposeful, Beth, than finding out who you are. And what you are about, what you're here for, what it is that only you can do. God only made one Beth Taylor, one Denise Gedda, only one of us. And, you know, I'm always struck by the things, Lord, if I don't fulfill my calling and I don't fulfill my destiny, will things go undone that will impact someone's life? Will I miss an opportunity? Someone told me a story once. This just popped in my mind, so I'm going to go ahead and get this squirrel out of the way before we even get started talking about navigating obstacles. Because one of the first obstacles, I think, that in my mind that we face is going to be fear. It's just fear. And fear can hide in so many places that you don't recognize it as fear. So I think we're going to go through this. We're going to chase this one all the way out. But the first thing, I remember a story that someone told me. I don't even remember who. So Lord, I'd give them credit if I remembered. But they were talking about that there was a woman who was in a hospital, and she was, you know, she was at the end of her life. But as the person that was visiting, someone else wasn't even there for this woman, got onto a hospital elevator. This woman who was at the end of life was in a hospital bed there, and felt the Lord prompt them, pray for that woman. And they're like, but I don't know them. I don't know her. I don't know that these doctors, these people, they won't. I mean, it's a crowded elevator, you know. That fear. But we can talk ourselves out of doing God's will, right? The people got off. Prayer didn't happen. And later on, when he went to try and found out that the person had actually died that day. And he was, you know, really and truly kind of, you know, Lord, I'm sorry. You know, was I supposed to pray? And God said, it wasn't about praying for her. I wanted you to be the last voice that she heard this side of heaven. I was giving you an opportunity to bless her and to be a blessing. It wasn't so much about her because she was getting her reward. It was about you missed an opportunity. I don't want to miss opportunities, Beth. And in order to not miss opportunities, I got to learn how to blow past some roadblocks sometimes, to kick over some stumbling blocks, and to maybe jump over some hurdles, right?
That's right. You know what, talking to a group, talking to an audience this broad, I have no idea who's listening to this, but anytime you're talking to a group of people, you're going to have people that are fearful, that hold back, that are afraid of stepping out, stepping forward. And then you're going to have people at the other end of the spectrum that run full steam ahead and either ignore obstacles or they just leap over them as if they don't matter, ignoring what God might possibly be allowing to be in the way for a purpose, and then somewhere in between. And so we're tackling a big subject today by talking about navigating obstacles, understanding that everyone is, you know, we have different ways of looking at things, and our wiring is different. And so I think I can speak for both of us that we are not really afraid of stepping out. And I can't say I've never been afraid, but I'm excited by
Yes.
the opportunities ahead of me, and
Yes.
I'm excited about the unknown. Doesn't really frighten me so much as
Right.
it's almost like it's taunting me. I always want to say to it, "Come at me, come at
Yeah.
me."
Let's have it. Let's have it. Come on.
That's
Let's
right.
have it.
So
It's but that's you said something that's pivotal in this. I think let's say it early on. Not every obstacle in our path is there by the enemy.
that's right.
Sometimes we give him a little too much credit in our walk.
That's right.
Sometimes we see a closed door and we go, it's not always good to break down doors, right?
Right.
Because sometimes God has not opened that door to us. We're not in that room, and we don't get in that room until God allows us and places us in that room.
Right.
We put ourselves in there before it's our time. We are making huge mistakes.
Hmm.
And that all of this is God's desire. And it's part of the call is learning to understand that God wrote our story and he wrote it to be lived in a lifetime, not all at once. Not everything is available to us. Boom, boom, boom. And that's hard for us, I think, especially in the Western world where everything is microwave, everything is instant. We don't even really wait or go out and wait in lines anymore. We order, and Amazon will have it here tomorrow, right?
I know, it's crazy.
So there's just so much in unpacking this. There are obstacles that are there to slow us down. There are certainly obstacles and stumbling blocks there, traps of the enemy to ensnare us and things.
Right.
This is such a huge thing for us to learn discernment. We have to discern
Yes.
why is this here?
Yep.
What is this, Lord? Is this a speed bump for me
Yep. Right.
to
Right.
slow my roll a little bit?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Or is there something here in this place? It may even be that sometimes, okay, Lord, I feel like I'm sitting here in limbo. What's this about? It's because I'm waiting on somebody else to show up that I'm supposed to interact with.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
We don't know all of the parts of the story. It's like Ezekiel's wheels, I think sometimes. Everything is just turning and until it locks into a place, we don't know what God's plan is in that place. We just know he has us there.
Right.
So tell us, Beth, what's a good place to start with navigating obstacles?
I think the best place to start with navigating obstacles is that we need to expect them. That
Yes.
we need to expect there will be obstacles. Honestly, when Eddie and I were young when we got married, I was 20 and he was 24, and I don't think we expected obstacles. And certainly growing up the way I did, I encountered many different kinds of obstacles, and they were hard. There were some hard seasons and hard times.
Yes.
But I think I thought in the kingdom, this is how little I knew about the kingdom. I thought, well, I'm following the Lord, so this is probably not going to be a big issue. We're just
Right.
going to do what God's called us to do. It's just going to be fine.
Right.
And I was so wrong. We had many obstacles, and so many of those obstacles were there because the Lord, as you so aptly put it, was trying to slow our roll. I'm married to a man who is he's an Enneagram 3. He's an achiever. He's a go-getter.
Mm-hmm.
He'll come home. He'll walk in with 15 different ideas of things that we can do.
Yes.
And they're thinking, I don't know if I've had 15 ideas in the last year of things that we can do. I don't necessarily have all these ideas. Now, if the Lord asks me to do something, I'm on it.
Right.
But to just sit and think of my mind does not go a million miles an hour. And so it was important for us to experience some obstacles. So we learned it took us a little while to realize we need to expect this. We need to expect this, and that sometimes they're good.
Yes.
That to me is the first and foremost thing about obstacles when you're walking in your calling, when you're figuring out what your calling is, when you're hearing the Lord lead you along, is to know that there will be obstacles.
There will be. And it's, I think, in the obstacles sometimes, like in other aspects of marriage, in the calling, because Gordon and I, the very first thing that we have to remember is we're in agreement. It may be me out there doing this, it may be him out there doing this, but we're in agreement.
Right.
We support each other. You know, it's all about agreement and how can we walk, how can we accomplish anything? How can we do anything mindful or purposeful for the kingdom of God without the agreement? And sometimes how we found our agreement was by starting from two different points. And he couldn't go forward because he kept kind of leaning towards me, and I couldn't go forward because I kept kind of leaning towards him until we kind of met in the middle and thought, oh,
Yeah.
that's what that sidebar was for. It was God slowing us down to put us back together and put us back in agreement.
That's good.
So that we didn't, you know, if I'm way out here and Gordon's way over here, it's communication. It doesn't flow real well. And when you have to shout at one another, it doesn't work. It doesn't. And it's not conducive to understanding or walking or their harmony. Harmony does not shout. And so there has to be a harmony with the flow of heaven.
Yes.
There have also been obstacles with us. I know with me, my husband is not someone who walks in fear. He's not. I'd like to be him when I grow up one day. I'd like to be. But he's just not. He has no fear of man. That was a struggle for me because, and not so much that I cared what people thought. I cared about doing it right for God. I don't want to mess this up for you, Lord. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't want to be a shallow display of his power in front of people.
Right.
I always wanted to be the best that I could be for God. And so it mattered. And that came in a form of fear for me. So it just fear of, failure.
Sure. Yeah.
Fear, it's just so many different ways. What if I fail? What if it doesn't look like I thought? What if it costs me something? Because, it cost Paul something.
Oof.
I remember thinking that early because the Bible says to count the cost.
Yeah.
It cost Paul something.
It did.
But again, we just got through talking about know your why. I think another good question is, remember who you're doing it for.
That's right.
He's worth it all.
He is. He is. You made a really good point about discernment a minute ago, because I think once you get to that place where you understand there will be obstacles, then the next most important thing is to be able to walk in discernment and to know that the Lord is revealing to you, what is this obstacle about? I want to be able to go to him and say, okay, Lord, this is in front of me. This is stopping me, or it's slowing me down. Is this from you? And if so, then help me understand your purpose in this to the degree that you want me to understand it. And if it is not from you, then help me know what to do with this.
Absolutely.
Help me know what to do with this, because I believe everything ideally should be something that draws us back to him, whether it's good or bad, hard or easy, tall or short, whatever it is. He wants it to draw us back to him.
Absolutely.
Back to dependence on him.
Yes.
And so I think obstacles should be things that, instead of looking at them and going, well, this is great, this is just messing up everything. No, this is drawing us back to him.
That's right. And it's building our faith.
Yes.
How do we know what our faith looks like? Faith is substance. That means you can see it, you can taste it, you can feel it, you can touch it. It's observable.
That's good.
Faith is substance. And it's not just substance. Some of the things that we walk through, other people are watching, right?
Right.
Because when I see someone else going through something and battling and coming out, and I see the journey that they took through that, it impacts my life.
Right.
We all have people. Corey Ten Boom impacted my life. I never met her, but she impacted my life, Beth.
Oh, yeah.
We all have these heroes of the faith.
Mm-hmm.
We have, the cloud of witnesses, the Bible calls them the Hall of Fame, right?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Those people, their faith was observed by others. That's why they made the Faith Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And it's sometimes, I think one of it says, and Moses, Moses, with his hidden, that wasn't Moses' faith. That was Moses' mother's faith. We have faith as mothers that it kind of sets the pathway for our children's lives, doesn't it?
Yes. Yes.
That mother, in the short time that she had Moses, put something into him, the seed of the word. That Hebrew woman was sowing the seed into that baby boy that God was going to be able to call out later on as his man.
Yes.
And it was done by a mother that had the faith that,
Mm-hmm.
God, this is your child. Look at Hannah.
Mm-hmm.
Hannah's faith gave the greatest prophet.
Yes.
Right? In the Old Testament, in the Bible, the greatest prophet. Our faith is substance. That means it's observable to us, but it's substance. It is material that God can use in our lives.
Yes.
And that faith has to be built. Each one of us is born with a measure of faith, but it grows over time.
Yes.
It grows in our walk with the Lord. When you and Eddie have stepped out and done things that were not, they were not always, okay, well, this is going to be a picnic. This is going to be fun. Sometimes he asks hard things of us and we walk through hard seasons.
Yes.
Or I don't know about you, but there have been a few times where we've thought, Lord, did we miss you?
Oh, yeah.
You said go that way and we went that way. And now I feel like we're in a wilderness out here.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All of those things, we call them obstacles. God calls them classrooms.
Yes. Yes. Did I share I don't want to repeat myself. Did I share in a previous episode about the season that we waited for his direction, that we'd sat in someone's guest house and waited?
I don't think so. I think you've shared it with me personally.
Well,
but you know what? I think if you shared it before, we can hear it again.
It's important that you and I give an example here of what an obstacle looks like that the Lord puts in us. So for us, we had been pastoring a church in North Florida and had been a huge blessing. It had been a tremendous season, and God raised up a son and a daughter. Did I just say daughter? That's a son and a daughter. Somehow I'm all of a sudden from New York.
Joycey, that sounds like Joycey.
I don't know what's happening. We raised up a son.
This just got fun, folks. Okay, hang on. There's no telling where this is going.
And they took the church over, and so we were waiting on the Lord's direction where to go next. And we were sensing that perhaps we might be moving down to South Florida, but we weren't quite sure. And so the Lord opened up a place for us to wait. And it was some good friends of ours. Their parents had a guest home, and they were graciously, kindly allowed us to stay in it. And we agreed that it would probably be about 4 months, no longer. That 4 months ended up being 10 months. And we had 2 teenagers and a preteen. And they were not enjoying this. And so we had been uprooted. I was homeschooling our kids, so their school was fine, but it was a time of great consternation for the Taylors. And we wrestled. I struggled. And guess what I kept thinking, Lord, did we miss it? Did we miss it? And I finally came to my breaking point. I can't remember if maybe we were about 8 months in, and I went out into the woods, and this is just me. Maybe you all don't do this, but I was yelling at God in prayer. I was just yelling. And I said, if it's this hard to hear your voice, if it's this hard to hear you and to follow you, then I'm not preaching for you anymore. I don't have anything else to say, because all I ever do is preach out of the overflow of what I have with you. And right now, nothing's flowing. I feel like we've missed it. I feel like we've disappointed you. We're hurting our kids. We're just sitting here. It feels like we've been put on a shelf. Have we done something wrong? Have we missed you? And I'm telling you, as clear as a bell, I heard the Lord say, Beth, you are not on a shelf. You are in my vest pocket. I have you here for a reason. And if you will nestle and not wrestle, if you will snuggle and not struggle, you're going to hear my voice and you're going to understand what is happening. And I thought, okay, this I can handle. This is okay. Yeah. To know that we've blown it, no. And not because, I mean, if we had blown it, the Lord's mercies endure forever. He is gracious and kind, and he would make something beautiful of it. And it wasn't that. It was just, we didn't want to ruin our kids. You know, we wanted to be able to just, I know it's not that hard to hear the Lord. I've preached it. It's not that hard to hear the Lord. I've quoted Joyce Meyer. We make it harder than it has to be. It's really not that hard to hear the Lord. And so I just, it was such a comfort to me. And so it ended up being 2 more months. And, but in that, we thought we were supposed to go to South Florida. We began to make plans to do that. I had a dream that we pulled into town there. I got on a train. I got off the train and there was nowhere for us to go. There was no home. There was no nothing. And so I shared that dream with Eddie and he said, well, great.
That's the news you want after 10 months, right?
Yeah. So we're not going down there, are we? I said, I don't think we are. And this was before the 10 months. This was somewhere in the middle of all that. But we rebooted, and we'll talk about this in just a minute, but I wanted to just share with you, with you all that we all have these times where there's obstacles. This was an obstacle the Lord put in our path so that we could build our trust muscles. Our faith was built so much stronger. We left that whole situation completely different people than when we came into it.
Amen.
So what about Denise?
You know, I was thinking about when Gordon and I, and so much of the first half of our journey together was Gordon and I learning to navigate together and to be on the same page. That was our prayer for a long time. Lord, why does it feel like we're not on the same page? And one of our greatest obstacles happened with the Lord putting us on the same page. And it came about when Gordon's career, because he did the robotics and the gears and all that stuff for Ford Motor Company. We worked in Atlanta. And when we found out that whole plant was going away, they were shutting down the Atlanta assembly plant. And so we have okay, what next, God? What next? Well, the Lord had asked me to lay down my job and my career to pray. And so I went into this room. He finished up at work. But in that room, while I was praying, while he was finishing at Ford, I went in that room and it's like, okay, Lord, I showed up. What are we going to do? We're going to pray. I know I've shared that before because that's such a part of my testimony. I thought that in order to serve God, you had to go out and do something. No. It was just be in his presence and listen. That's the first thing for me. And so, but it was in that room that when I would pray, I would smell the dirt of Israel. And my husband, being the practical, God has got a sense of humor. Let me tell you, if you hadn't figured that out, people, he does. He has a sense of humor. Because Gordon and I are so different that we absolutely lock together and complement each other. I'm the feeler. He's the thinker. He is the practical. He says, I spend my time up here, and he holds my feet to the ground. So, but Gordon kept his question, which I guess anybody practically would say, well, how do you know it's the dirt of Israel? Why couldn't it be the dirt of, New Jersey? Why couldn't it be the dirt, what you just know what you know, right? Yeah. So we went through that process and for several months. And finally we went to our pastor and said, hey, one of us is crazy and we need you to tell us which one it is. Because she's smelling the dirt of Israel and I'm tired of hearing about that dirt. That's where we were. Yeah. It was a wall that would not budge. It wouldn't move. We could feel the wall, but it just felt like a wall. Mm-hmm. And Gordon's beating his head on the wall and I'm trying to push the wall open. We were at 2 different places. And the pastor said something. He had a lot of wisdom for someone so young. But he said wisdom that we have remembered to this day. He said, Gordon, women are like luxury liners. I loved that part of it. I just loved it. And he said, it takes a long time to turn a luxury liner around into a new direction in the ocean. So God began to speak to Denise's heart early because she had to prepare the home. She had to prepare the children. She had to prepare the life. Men are more like speedboats. That also was a very good word because he said once God says hang a left, most men are just going to hang a left because the she's already got the luxury liner turned around and all you've got to do is stay. So it put us both back on the same page. And again, we ended up in Israel. We were being called. Part of our calling, it wasn't our only call, but part of who we are involved authority and assignments in the land of Israel. And so, which we still enjoy to this day. It's part of who we are. He gave us this nose, smells. When I pray, I can tell you about the land of Israel.
Yeah.
When we went, it became a part of the fabric of our lives and who we are. Had we given up and said, nope, that's it. I don't smell the dirt, so it doesn't exist. Okay, well, I'm going to have, if we had not pressed through that obstacle, Beth, we would have missed a great part of God's plan for our life, our marriage, and our destiny here on this earth.
Yes.
So
that leads me to the next point I wanted to make is that it's hugely important that we don't let obstacles derail us.
Yes.
It's so important. And you just illustrated it beautifully. That was fantastic. Because if we let it derail us, then even if the Lord put that obstacle there for a reason, the enemy has won.
Right.
The enemy has won.
And so we were created to overcome obstacles.
Yes.
We are more than overcomers through Christ, not our own strength.
Right.
But nothing builds muscle like resistance, like pushing. And sometimes those obstacles are to prepare us for a journey because not everything in life is on flat ground. Sometimes you got to plow rocks.
Right.
Yes. Sometimes you got to climb hills.
Oh, yeah.
And sometimes God is, Jesus, he said that he had suffered everything. He experienced everything that we would ever experience. That means he alone knows how to tell us through, how to get us through these places. He knows what it feels like when we're grieving. He has experienced that. He lost Joseph at a young age.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right? He lost his dad. How many friends rejected him? There is nothing that we feel that he has not felt. Yes. He told us that.
That's right.
And so, I mean, and the one thing that we all agree on, the Bible is it's proven. It is solid. It is trustworthy. It is truth.
Yes.
And so if Jesus has experienced all of these things and he has compassion and he's our pattern, right? He came to walk on this earth to show us walk like this, talk like this, act like this, serve like this, love like this, forgive like this. Mm-hmm. That's his life. And it was his life being lived for us to be able to follow in those really, really big footsteps of his.
Yeah. I was thinking that one of the things that we have learned that's so important about navigating obstacles is the importance of waiting.
Yes.
And what comes to my mind is Anna and Simeon. They waited. They waited and waited for the arrival of the Messiah. They knew the prophecies. They knew that the Messiah was coming. They knew. And neither one of them had any problem recognizing the Messiah.
Exactly.
Neither one of them. They knew. And so I think there's lots of different kinds of waiting. But when I think of Anna and Simeon, I think of active waiting. Where we are engaged with the Lord, with the Holy Spirit, and what he's saying. And we're saying, Lord, it's okay if it's not happening in my timing. Your timing is everything, but I'm engaged. I'm connected to you. I'm listening. I'm watching. I'm watching, and to see when you're going to show up in whatever way you want to show up, not in the ways I expect you to show up,
Right.
but however you want to show up. And so I think those are two beautiful pictures of active waiting and how
Yes.
that is. There was I mean, you're talking about at the time when Israel was under Roman occupation, they were living in tyranny.
Yes.
And so many people were believing that the Messiah would show up as a military leader who would set them free from Roman Roman tyranny, and that is not how it worked.
Right.
It's not. But Anna and Simeon, they recognized the way the Lord showed up, and I think that's why it's so important to engage in active waiting, is so that you'll recognize that when He shows up.
That's right. Yep, because Jesus, it says that He came and His own people, they didn't recognize Him. Lord, don't let us be those that when you come and you show up in the places of our lives, Lord, don't let us miss you. Don't let us miss the day of your visitation. Don't let us miss the things that you want us to do, the times that you and the opportunities that you create in our lifetimes for holy places.
Yes. Yes.
Because it's those places that life will take you down a road. I'm going to share something. This is crazy. It just popped in my mind. I don't think it's a squirrel this time. But when Gordon and I were getting ready to move, we ended up moving to Kansas City. We're there for 16 years. That was the next forward place after Israel that we went to. We went to Kansas City via Israel. But I was in packing mode. If anybody knows Denise, once my mind is set on something, very little distracts me and takes me out of that. And I had a packing tape gun and boxes, and I was ready. And a friend of Gordon's called and said, "Hey, I've got some boxes for you." Lots of boxes. And I'm like, "Oh, this is good. This is real good." He goes, "I can't come all the way though, if you can meet me halfway." And my mind's going, "Oh, that's like an hour from here. Oh my goodness, I don't really." And Gordon said, "Denise, just go." Okay. So I went, and all the way there, I'm grumbling. Can we be real in this conversation? Can we take it to a real deep place here?
Yes.
Because I'm fixing to go there.
Okay.
I was grumbling. Have you ever grumbled with the Lord?
Yeah.
He doesn't like grumbling, but I have found out that you can beat your fist on His chest and He understands.
Yeah.
And He still loves you. And He still will bring the gold. He'll sift that gold.
That's right. That's right.
I got to this place that was an hour away to pick up these boxes so that I could pack them to move. And when we got there, and I was like, I'm on a time clock. I'm looking for no agenda but my own. I needed boxes. But while I was there, I remembered that I needed one little thing from Walmart. I'm not a big Walmart fan, but here I am waiting in a parking lot that this man from the other side of Atlanta had set the destination for me to meet him at that Walmart parking lot, an hour from me. I got to that Walmart parking lot, Beth, walked in the front of that store, walked down the first aisle, and I heard somebody behind me say, "Denise." And I turned around to look, and it was a friend. She and her husband were in the throes of a very messy divorce. And she looked at me and she said, "Denise, I can't find God." And I said, "He's not missing." And we hit our knees right there, second aisle of Walmart. And we started praying. And we started worshiping and rejoicing. And she found God in that place. And when we stood back up, there were like 7 or 8 people that had joined in our prayer that were just touched because the name of Jesus was spoken in that place. I wanted boxes. But I belonged to Him.
Yes.
And He said, "If you are really mine and I am the king, daughter, can you serve me here in this Walmart? I've got an appointment for you there."
That's right.
And that when I left that day, it changed my prayers, Beth. I never wanted to go only for me any place else in the world. Lord, go with me and make an appointment along the way. And it was part of my journey, part of me understanding what appeared to be an obstacle, taking up my time and sending me way out of the way in my journey, was God directing my path to a sister that
Yeah.
just needed to get back in touch with the Lord.
That's good. That's good. So then when we're pursuing our calling, when we're pursuing the Lord and pursuing the calling he's given us,
Yeah.
and we're waiting and we're learning to hear his voice, and when he detours us because there's someone he wants us to minister to, or there's
Yes.
someone that he wants to minister to us. I think how we navigate those obstacles has a lot to do with what we're going to be trusted with in the next step. I really believe that. I believe that that he gives us a little to see what we're going to do with that. And when we're trustworthy and faithful with that little, then he gives us some more. And then when we're trustworthy and we're faithful with that, then he gives us some more. And so I really do believe that how we wait and how we navigate those obstacles determines what it's going to look like in that next phase. Now, that's not a performance-based statement. I'm not saying that.
No, it's not. It's a stewardship statement.
It is thank you. It is a stewardship statement.
Yes.
So the way that we steward what we've been given determines whether we're going to be given more and be entrusted with more. And so I want to be found trustworthy. I want him to know that when he trusts me with something, I'm going to treat it with the same care and respect and honor that he does. And so I think that's huge. I think that's just
absolutely it is. It is, because if we, it's not our story anymore, Beth. Our lives are telling his story now.
Yes.
And people will judge Jesus by how we portray him to the world. If they don't know Jesus and I am unloving, will they judge that Jesus is unloving in that moment?
Yeah.
If I'm uncaring, will they judge Jesus that way? I think all of these things we're mindful, and we don't learn these things in the busyness of life. We don't learn how to serve other people when it's busy. We learn all of these things just like Jesus did. For 30 years, he learned in obscurity.
Yeah.
But when he stepped out for the 3 years of ministry, we see what God was producing in him for those 30 years. The fruit comes from the hidden places. The fruit, it doesn't develop just on the vine. That root develops under the soil. It develops in that hidden dark place where only God can see what he's doing down there. He sends the rain. He sends the sunshine. He made the dirt.
That's right.
And all we're doing is just sitting there saying, yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. And then faith is produced. Fruit begins to happen. People can see fruit. And if there's no fruit, your gifts will not matter.
Right. Exactly.
If there's no fruit in your life, your gifts will take you down a wrong path if you don't have fruit, if you don't have good fruit. So I think we probably chased some squirrels in that one, didn't we?
We did, but I think they were good. I think they were important squirrels.
Yes, I think so too.
I think they were.
The preparation, he decided that it would involve obstacles, that there would be some slowdown areas. Israel, when they came out of Egypt, when they went in, they were just a family. I went in just one man, and then his family came in. But they went in as a family, and they came out a great nation. And he had to strip that nation of everything that could not conquer in the new land.
That's
and
right.
That's what he does with us.
Yes. Yes.
That's what he does with us, because before you can possess a land, you got to dispossess it. And it takes strength. to resist the enemy. It takes strength to dispossess. It takes strength to overcome, the generational stuff in families. It takes strength to navigate life.
Yes. Yes.
It takes strength to face opposition. It takes strength to overcome fear.
Yep.
And when we first started talking about obstacles, fear is the first thing that popped into my mind. And the Bible has so much to say.
So much.
Mary, what did the angel tell her? Don't be afraid, Mary. Don't fear. He would not have told her that if she were not afraid. What does God tell Paul? Don't be afraid. There are many here. There are more here like us than against you. He would not have told Paul, don't fear, if Paul wasn't afraid. Fear is natural. It is a natural response. It's what we do with that fear.
It's what we do with it. Exactly. I think we need to understand that fear is not wrong.
No.
Our response to fear is what's right or wrong.
Yes.
And our response to fear should always be to draw in close to him, to draw in close to him. He's always going to have the answer. He's always got his arms of protection on us.
Right.
Speaking of Mary, I've always thought the reason why, and this is just my interpretation, that when the angel shows up and speaks to Mary, we think, if you look at Renaissance art, angels look like fat little babies with wings.
Right.
But the scripture describes angels to be quite something else. And they are fearsome. And so I always thought that when heaven showed up in the form that it showed up, it was scary. It was a little scary.
Yes.
That's why I think that with our calling and with that
yes.
when the Lord shows up with, hey, this is what I want you to do, and he's beckoning us to come and join him in something that's bigger than us.
Yes.
It's fearsome. It's overwhelming.
It is.
It's unlike anything we've ever seen before. But we have to hear the voice of the Lord then saying, fear not. I'm calling you into this. I'm inviting you closer to me. I'm inviting you into realms of the kingdom. Don't be afraid. I'm going to be here. And so I think that's when we can just settle back and relax against him and know that peace is our inheritance. Jesus said, peace I leave with you, not as he gives. And so that is our inheritance. It's right in the will.
That's right. And Paul told the Thessalonian church, he who calls you is faithful.
So faithful.
And he will do it.
He will do it.
We don't have to do anything. We just have to show up and be available, just like Mary.
Just like Mary.
I am available. Be it unto me, as you have said.
Mm-hmm.
When we show up and say, God, you can use my voice. You can use my hands. My husband's been going around the house singing the old Casting Crowns song, If We Are the Body. Why aren't my hands reaching? Why isn't my heart loving? We are the body of Christ.
Yeah.
He reaches through us, through these hands. He uses this voice, these ears, these eyes, right? Yeah. These feet. He intersects our lives. So it's a path, but the path belongs to him.
It does.
He said he would build his church. He said that he would give us gifts and he would equip us so that then we can equip others, right?
Yes.
It's an us. Mm-hmm. I love that the kingdom is about community. I love that the kingdom is about togetherness. It's about all shapes, all sizes, all hair colors, all different callings. Because no two of us are the same. No two of us sound alike, talk alike, walk alike.
Right.
And that was by intention. It was on purpose. Mm-hmm. Because if there are more than one Denise Gedda, one of us is obsolete. It's not necessary. Trust me, the world only needs one of me. And I are it, right?
Amen. Only one Beth, only one Denise. Help us.
That's right.
That's Lord.
And one God.
And one God.
We're serving a party of one.
That's right.
A party of one. I think that's a good place for us to stop today.
Go to.
And I hope that the people that are listening, that are on this journey with us, I hope that it causes people to stop and say, wait a minute, what is my obstacle?
Yeah.
Is it fear? What does that look like?
Yeah.
But I would say once you find what the obstacle is, just sit with the Lord and say,
Yeah.
Lord, this is what I'm looking at. I need you to direct me through it, around it, over it. I need you to navigate this for me, Lord.
Right.
Be it unto me as you have said.
As you have said.
I love that. I love that.
That
I
is-
think we're going to end up talking a lot about Mary, especially in the season that we're in. She's still got lots of secrets to tell us.
She does.
Lots of secrets. So thank you guys for joining us. I'm gonna put up our email just because we want you to interact with us.
We do.
You know, people really don't need to hear from us. They need to hear from God. And that's what we're trying to do. We're just trying to share bread that's been shared with us, with others.
That's right.
But I know that there are people that are sending me questions, that are sending me private messages. And so I wanted to give you the email address so that you can send them and we can get those. And we'd love to, share some of those on the show. We'd love to, we're going to start. I think we're starting to get the hang of this a little bit. We want to start inviting some people on here. So we're going to start having some guests. And, a lot of that, the questions that you ask helps us to know what you're interested in hearing. And it helps us to know I know someone that can answer that. We want to open this up. There are so many voices that God has given to us to listen to. And we want to share some of those with you.
Yes.
So the missing1half@gmail.com. That's a good place to just send it in. Doesn't have to be long.
No.
Just send it and just let us know where you'd like for this flow to start taking us. And we'd love to go there with you. So,
we'd love to hear from you. So thank you all for coming along on this journey with us. We're so enjoying being with you.
Yes. We're gonna keep walking this towards Christmas and see where the Lord leads us. So good day today. I enjoyed it. God bless you guys, and we will see you next time.
Yes. Bye.